Live.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ,
You.
and I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks, two fathers, talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed.
Yo. All right. We here. What up, Biddy?
What up, Biddy?
What up, Gray?
What up, Greg? It's two fathers over here. Just two dads.
Chrissy says good
talking
morning.
about
Good morning
pop
from me and
culture from
JJ.
black-
Yeah. So yeah, we made it. We made it.
Yeah, the same.
We in here. Whew. All right. So what you want to do? Because you know I got an hour
I know you
on
did.
my own.
No, bro. You just had. Nah, we doing baby stuff today. Nah, nigga. We doing baby stuff. This is a listen. This man sent me pictures, and first of all, the baby is beautiful.
Hey,
The baby is absolutely beautiful.
pause right there. Pause right there. Parents, my mother is so cute. She be trying, and like I realized that certain conversations really are rather certain people are insulated from certain conversations in life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
One of the biggest things that triggered that for me is when I started spending more time with Chrissy in person. Whenever I would mention like some of these piece of shit manosphere niggas and say something like incel, and she'd be like, well, what exactly is that? And I'm like, oh, right. Everybody doesn't come in contact with this type of shit
exactly
all the time.
Exactly.
There are some people that are blissfully unaware of these things. I say that to say, my mother, she's sitting there looking at the baby. She's like, oh, he's so beautiful. Oh, well, no, not beautiful. I say, yes. You can say
he's
beautiful.
He's 100%.
You can absolutely say beautiful. It's no. We not doing. That's not. That's not a thing. I know that when she was younger,
right,
that was more of a widespread.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. It's not.
He's so handsome.
Yeah, sure.
The baby is beautiful.
Right.
It's a beautiful baby.
It is what it is. Like, you gotta tell the truth.
Yeah, we gotta tell the truth sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell the truth sometimes. Like, what the fuck is what people talking about?
All right. So, I guess I'll start from
it's baby day.
The beginning.
That's right.
All right. So, for those who don't know, a baby was born. All right, I got the chat up. All right, so baby's here. I love it here. We made it through everything. Everyone is great. I want to start out by giving the biggest of shout outs to everybody who contributed to this outcome in any way, shape, or form. Right. I'm not going to name everybody's names this time because you know how people be like, there's too many people to name, or I don't want to forget anybody. Right. Literally, that's the case.
It's literally too many.
It's literally the case of something. Like just how we were talking leading up to it, and specifically, mainly after the wedding stuff and everything, talking about how our village was going to be and blah, blah, all that times 10 transpired, and couldn't be more grateful. But yeah, everybody who provided some type of support in some way, shape, or form. Everybody who provided kind words, threw out a prayer, spoke life, kept our spirits up, got us gifts, took care of something so we didn't have to do it. Came to see us at the hospital, blah, blah, on and on and on and on and on and on.
Right.
We couldn't possibly thank you anymore. Much appreciated. So, nigga. Let's get into this birth story. So
let's get into that.
There are things that I'm definitely gonna miss, and things that I'm probably gonna say out of order.
Right.
And hold on. Okay. Things I'm gonna miss and things that I'm gonna say out of order for reasons that will be made readily apparent as I'm explaining this. Actually, I'll say it now because I'm gonna probably say it again. Delirious is an understatement.
Yeah.
There was not much sleep to be had during this entire process. So, nigga, quick aside. I mean, it's not really aside. It's all baby.
Part of it.
Yeah, it's all baby. All baby. All first words. So you want outside of what I said to you. Matter of fact, let me read what I said to you because that's what I said to a couple other people. That was the best way for me to explain it, if I can find this shit. Because spoiler alert, Tim and I speak a lot.
You guys might be surprised to know this.
Okay, so I said to Tim. I currently lack the ability to ascertain what the color the number B is.
So ass.
Yes, that was where my brain was, right?
Yeah.
And there's no better example of that than a mystery that will probably plague us forever. And here's what happened. So, we not putting JJ face all over the internet, right?
No.
So, but of course, people want to see pictures. So anybody that wanted to see pictures that deserved and was in that
in the circle,
yeah, they got pictures.
Right.
So I'm scrolling through my text thread, and I see. I'm scrolling through my text threads, plural, and I see one of them. The number's not saved, and the last message that was sent was him so cute, right?
Interesting.
So I click on this message. Apparently, to this day, I still don't know. Apparently, I sent a picture of JJ to a complete stranger.
Yo, that's because you was delirious.
And I don't know how I did it. Like, legitimately, the first message in the chat is the picture.
That's crazy.
The first message in the chat is the picture.
That's crazy.
They did the heart react, and then they said him so cute.
I have no idea
who this person is. The number is not saved, right? I put the number in the search in my messages. I do not have any other messages with this person. I put the number in my search in my my phone app. I have never talked to this person on the phone. Not in my contacts. I gave my mother the number. She has no idea. I gave Chrissy the number. She has no idea.
It might be a Facebook thing because I know on my phone, I have a bunch of numbers of people I've never called, but I noticed that they're Facebook friend people.
Interesting.
The numbers somehow in my.
I don't know, yo, but the logical. I don't even want to use the word logical.
Yeah, for real.
The natural conclusion that I can come to, which doesn't make sense, is that somehow I typed a random group of numbers, hit send, and it actually happened to be an active phone number, an active mobile phone number. Mm-hmm. How?
Yo, no, I just had a thought. What if one day we just happen to be watching a clip and Beyonce's being interviewed, and it was, a fan sent me a picture. That was so cute.
Right? Like, what is happening? I'm so confused. But
Biddy asked, is JJ for another name or that's his name? My brother, I call JJ. His full name is John James. has a few names. He gets called, it's James Jr.
Yeah, James Jr.
But my nickname for him is Dynamite.
Let me see. Where was I? Oh yeah, but that's why I was very delirious. I was out of it.
Of course you was.
For a good deal of this situation. Plus, outside of the lack of sleep, it's what your focus is on, right? Like people love to talk about the physical ramifications when you're in high pressure situations. Mm-hmm. It's not that your body is more than just what happens physically.
Absolutely.
It's your focus. It's all of that stuff. Like I said this one of the days while we were in the hospital. I'm like, you know why this is so easy for me to do? Because everybody kept talking about, oh, you're doing such a great job and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And I think I said to Chrissy, I said, you know why this is so easy for me to do? I said, because since I preemptively took time off of work, everybody at Majestic know what was going on. Mm-hmm. I said, right now, what up, Cindy?
What up, Cindy?
I said, right now, I don't have a single responsibility in this world except for these two people that are in this room.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
What the fuck else I got to worry about right now?
Yeah. Yo, this is the part, right, of the family part of it that I think some people miss. Like, your priority is your household, and that does center you.
Thanks.
That centers you. Like it's like a guiding light of, oh, this is what I got to do. Anything that benefit them.
Yep.
Anything that benefit them is what I got to do.
It's.
What up, Discord?
What up? Thank you. Yeah, it's just there's no thought to it really. It's just
it's regular shit for you.
Yeah,
because you already look, you had your flag planted there a long time ago. You know where the fuck your loyalties and patriotism lies. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. Okay, this is happening, so I gotta
right. So let's get into it. I'm going through the entire story just in case somebody doesn't know something. I mean, not entire, but the vast majority. So my wife and I have always wanted kids. That has nothing to do with each other, but
just
like
individually.
Always, yeah.
I always wanted to have kids.
I've always loved children. So is she. We both became godparents at an age where we couldn't possibly fulfill the most traditional, and basic requirement, which is to take care of the child if something would happen to the parent.
Right.
Neither one of us were in position to do that when we first became godparents. But hey, for several reasons, it hadn't happened. I personally was never in a relationship with a woman long enough who I thought would make a good mother. That for me, that was it for me. I've been in longer relationships, though, because when I've said this before to people in the past, they're like, "So you've never been in a long relationship?" I'm like, yes, I've been in longer relationships, and it's not that they necessarily wouldn't have been good mothers. It's just that it wasn't the time.
Yeah.
To do such. Why is the cat caterwauling?
Listen, this little motherfucker. Look, Maya is ass, bro. And when you see her doing stuff like that, it's because she's playing with something. She either has one of her little toys, and for her, it's Marco Polo. That's what she's doing, yo. Like, it's annoying.
All right. So,
Chris said, I was about to say, do I hear cat? Yes, you do.
God.
Yes,
so,
you do. We need a cat update too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a part of it. That's a part of it. So yeah, like I've never been in a relationship long enough with someone who I thought would make a good mother, and had and we were in position to have kids.
You were in the right position, right time in your life. Right, yeah.
Never been the case. Obviously, I've I've had 2 relationships before where I was raising kids. So obviously I thought they were a good mother to some degree.
Right.
But in those 2 situations, wasn't the right time. That's really as simple as it was for me. It was, I wasn't doing that.
Yo, what's crazy about you saying that is just in my specific situation, I didn't think it was the right time. It's just circumstances.
Yeah.
And then you
gotta make the best of it.
You gotta make the best of it. So for me, when I look at you and Chrissy's situation, like I said, you're in the best possible. I told you this before. Mm-hmm. You're in the best possible position to do all of this and do it well enough, even with mistakes.
Right.
Like you're in the best possible position, bro.
Facts. Shit, even with us, it wasn't exactly when we planned to do it, but we're here now.
Right.
So, with Chrissy, it was a little more complicated. We've talked about this on the show already. She has a medical condition that is consistently linked to infertility. She had a time in her life where she was actively trying and receiving treatments. It didn't happen.
Right.
So definitely hers was not as easy. Mm-hmm. Once we got pregnant, obviously that was one risk factor, that the condition PCOS is, and its links to infertility and all that other BS. That was one risk factor. Another risk factor is our age, because anything over 35, they consider you a high risk pregnancy.
At risk.
Advanced maternal age is what they call it now. Back in my day, they used to call it geriatric.
That's insulting as hell. That's insulting as hell.
I was like, yo, why the fuck you want to call somebody geriatric? But yeah, no.
Why we gotta be advanced?
And now they call it advanced maternal age. So off of that, we were a high-risk pregnancy. So doctors don't like to allow high-risk pregnancies to resolve themselves for several reasons. Mm-hmm. Baby safety and mother safety, to simplify it, those 2 things.
Right.
So we were set to be induced. I wrote inducted. We were set to be inducted
in the Parent Hall of Fame.
Right. We were set to be induced on January 30th. Then the snowstorm came.
Oh.
Shut the city down for 2 to 3 days. The week we were supposed to come in. Now, our date was Friday at 9, but everybody else who was scheduled to be induced had to get their appointments pushed back from earlier in the week.
Is still ass from what I'm hearing. I saw Dion complaining about that shit on her post.
It is. It is still a mess out here. Mainly, the biggest thing it affects is the kids. There are almost no sidewalks, for real. And that's really a big thing.
Same out here.
Yeah.
Down here.
There are almost no sidewalks. Now, hear me out. They doing their job. It's not that they're not out here working. It's that it's a lot.
And that ice, bro, I haven't seen ice like this in years.
Yeah.
This shit is hard.
You know what?
It's thick. It's like...
I'd be willing to accept that they didn't do what they were supposed to do early.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be willing to accept that. But I've been seeing them out and they working.
Exactly.
They doing what they're supposed to do now. So
because they treated our street.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
But this shit.
It was the perfect storm.
Yeah. That ass.
No, really, because so it snowed. Mm-hmm. And then that basically got rid of the salt. But then it did this wintry mix shit.
Yes.
Which provided more snow and also more liquid. And then it started sleeting, which provided more ice.
Yeah.
And then the temperature for a week didn't get
above
whole
freezing.
Week
it was subarctic temperature. A week. So that shit wasn't going nowhere.
Listen, I don't know that, I equate it to people in the South, right? This girl said I got sore shoveling. I'm sure you did.
Bruh.
I'm sure you did.
We still shoveling up here.
Listen.
To get the parking space because it turned all the ice. So trying to chop through it, no bueno. Mm-hmm. And my wife should have got me that flamethrower.
I mean.
But listen.
I equate it to people in the South. You know how people, because they don't think about this, people would be like, "Oh, it's usually New Yorkers. New Yorkers be obnoxious as shit." Anyway,
Yes.
people be like, "Oh, they get a little 2 inches of snow and they don't know how to act." Yes, because that's not a part of their daily lives. That's not what happens down there. So they don't have the contingencies in place. They don't have the budget allocated correctly to properly take care of that type of stuff with ease.
I literally watched a video on that some years ago from my man John. And John lives in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And he said literally the same thing you just said right there.
Like and the same thing happened during this time, people complaining and then showing pictures of people in Canada. No, dumbass.
This is not
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's not even the
they
same
deal with this shit on a year-round basis in certain parts of Canada.
Yeah.
So they have the budget and
their whole infrastructure is revolved around no shit too.
Right. Yeah. So like what are you talking about? What up, McKenna? Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, so the storm pushed things back for other people, I'm sure, which would potentially get in the way. They said that it's not going to push back a lot. Thank you. But it's possible it could have been pushed back. That's what they said when she talked to them that week. And they said if it would be pushed back, it would only be a day or two. It's like, all right, cool. I mean, like I said, I'm already off. It was already going to happen on a Friday. We already knew.
You're going to be off for a good minute.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right
We
there.
already knew it wasn't going to happen Friday, even though we were coming in Friday, because we weren't coming in until 9 p.m.
Right.
So, like, getting pushed back a little bit was not. It wasn't
that big of a deal.
Yeah. Ahead of time is what we were thinking. Our feelings on that changed a little bit, but anyway. But how many people can really be having babies at the same time, right? Well,
I asked you that.
If we count from when Fab had his son to the last person that we know that is currently pregnant, the count of babies being born to people we just know personally,
right,
is 12. It's like 12.
That's a good point.
So that's just us personally.
Cindy said, "Screw that nonsense. The code we had here is bad enough. You guys can keep that. Stop letting the leak down here."
That's hilarious. Listen, Cindy, there's nothing we can do about it. I tried.
Yeah,
I tried.
Made every attempt. If you was up here and saw the battle me and this man had fought to fight the forces of freeze,
lives were lost. We put up a good fight. We didn't have it.
We had a manpower.
Yeah, we didn't have it then. But that's just us. That's just the people that me and Chrissy know personally. If something is happening around me with such regularity, I know it could be a coincidence, but I'm more prone to thinking that there's some type of pattern. To be clear,
Baltimore is a mostly black city,
mm-hmm.
and there is a population explosion happening in the black community.
Yep. So, to be clear, I wasn't saying, I wasn't arguing correlation versus causation. That's not the point I was making. It's just shit seems to be a certain way, and that is what some of the statistics bear out.
Right.
So, I mean, there's that. Chrissy called and talked to them preemptively because not to be in the dark,
right?
And that's when they said the 1 day max 2 thing. So fast forward to Friday.
That 2 would have had me a little salty, but
I mean, listen. Fast forward to Friday. Our instructions were to call an hour before we were scheduled to come in, just to make sure that they had a bed for us. So we got ready. We were supposed to come in at 9. We were supposed to call at 8. About 7:45, we got a call from Mercy telling us they had no beds.
Wait a minute. Y'all did Mercy?
Shut up. Yes.
Yo, my mom used to.
I was born there.
Oh. My mom was probably there.
Mom was probably there when I was born.
My mom was probably there. That's hilarious.
So, yeah, they called us like, hey, we ain't got no beds available. and that we should look to potentially come in around 4 a.m. so that we should call around 3 a.m. Now, mind you,
you ain't sleeping. You ain't sleeping anyway,
nigga. No, but mind you, leading up to this, Chrissy was already having issues sleeping through the night, right? And then on top of that, I'm a light sleeper, naturally. So some of those times, it would mean I wasn't sleeping through the night.
Right.
So for us to have the high, the endorphins of thinking that we were about to go get this process started, and then told we would be coming in the wee hours of the morning instead.
Pretty ass.
Not welcoming news. Not welcoming news.
Not at all.
Getting a decent night of sleep would have required us to immediately go to sleep. And when I say decent, that's like 6. It would have required us to immediately go to sleep.
Decent is 6. I wish I could get 6.
Yeah. It would have required us to go to sleep immediately. We tried our best to go to sleep as soon as possible, but that's not a thing. That's
not really how sleep works.
Yeah,
though.
like what? No, we were up and ready. We were mentally preparing ourselves for this long haul we was about to go to, and it was like, no, go take a nap. Nigga, what?
Y'all was up there hanging and banging, eating your vitamins, saying your prayers. Y'all was ready for the
fights got pushed back. What do you mean it got pushed back? All right. So we try to go to sleep as soon as possible. We get to sleep.
Right.
Chrissy wakes up. She goes to take her shower. While she's in the shower, Mercy calls back saying it got crazy overnight and there still weren't beds available. And we should call back at about 10. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about this, right? There is not a separate section of the hospital for people who have induction scheduled, right? Mm-hmm. It's all labor and delivery. So you have the people who were scheduled to get inductions, but you also have spontaneous labors. So
spontaneous labor.
There's no way that we could, they can't predict it. So we weren't mad at them, but the situation, my guy, shit keeps shifting. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
So they tell us call back at 10. 9 something comes, they call us. They tell us call back at 1. We call back at 1, and they tell us, hey, just come in at 3. Don't worry about calling again. Just come in at 3. All right, finally we in there. We have been keeping our close circle up to date for most of the changes. After the first or second change, I was like, I'm not telling y'all niggas shit until we go.
Yo, that just hit a win?
Yes. Oh, no. Listen. It's been attacking.
I do have one little thing about that. So I went upstairs and the boy cat followed me upstairs. He got in the kitchen, started yelling. Usually when he gets in the kitchen, start yelling, he wants you to open that window. I said, no, it's cold.
What?
He was like, open that shit anyway. I said, no, nigga. Then he jumped up on the stool, looked up at the window, looked at me, and started doing that caterwaul and shit. Said, you know what? Fine. I opened the window. He jumps up in the window. That wind come through there. He jumps down and runs all the way out the room.
That's the fuck he did. Listen next time.
Right.
God damn it. Man, that shit is crazy out there, my guy.
It's bananas.
And it's only going to be 19 degrees today.
Yeah.
So
in fact,
no bueno.
It's 19 now.
See? No bueno. No bueno.
Nah.
So like I said, we've been keeping the circle up to date for some of these changes, but at a certain point, I was like, I'm not about to keep telling you.
Yeah, because at a certain point, it's like, now's another change.
Right.
Here's another change. Here's another change. Yeah, it's
bothering these good people.
This goes to 17 where he at.
So Dion was supposed to come Friday night.
Right.
And our mothers were supposed to come Saturday morning. Of course.
Shoosh, Cindy.
Of course, we never went in Friday. So that messed up our schedule immediately. Now, we had originally told our moms that there was no reason for them to be there so early, since we knew it would take a while for the show to get on the road.
Right.
That concept eluded them. Pretty much the entire time. But, they wanted to be around and they wanted to be there for their babies. And
of course.
I would be lying if I said I didn't contribute to, I would be lying if I said it didn't contribute to the stress a little bit. Because it's like we're already dealing with what we got to deal with.
Right.
It's just another thing to think about. But at the same time, what up? At the same time, it was cute.
Yeah.
Kenneth said there's actually a reason for L&D being busy. We don't know why, but there is a statistical increase in. Oh, that was another thing. Yes, I meant to say that too. Yeah, when these things happen, people go into labor. Like when these winter events happen, people absolutely go into labor early.
That's interesting.
And I don't know why. I found that out leading up to us calling them to ask if we were going to be rescheduled. Yeah, I found that shit out.
Because nature wants babies to know.
Listen,
it's the whole world out there.
I guess so, my God. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said that, McKenna, because I forgot to say it. Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah.
That's crazy.
I was like, yo, that's wild. So when we were scheduled to go in on Saturday, thank you, Sean. They asked if we wanted them to meet us there. We told them it didn't make any sense for them to be there before we were assigned to a room.
Yeah, because they're just going to be in a damn waiting room. Right.
Once we found out we were definitely going in at 3, we called them. Not we called them, we texted them. It was 1:22.
Right.
You know what the first thing my mother asked was?
What's that?
You want us to leave to go now? Ma'am. Ma'am, we're not even leaving now. What are you talking about? Yeah.
It's Mercy. It's right downtown.
We're not even leaving the house yet. No. We will let you guys know when we get checked in. We will let you know. Again, very excited. Very much wanted to be there for us, which they were. They were absolutely there for us. Even as I was writing these notes, my mother came over and she was talking about she wasn't staying because it's snowing. Yet she took her coat off and was currently feeding the baby.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, there is a thing where these sorts of events are taking place, and the people that's in they are anxious to want to do what they feel. Okay, it's showtime. This is how I felt at the wedding.
Yeah,
this is how okay. So, you so rarely get to have these big events and people that's close to your lives. So now you're a part of it. You try to
absolutely.
Try to get your shit off.
Absolutely. That is how it goes. Oh, McKenna says not just cold fronts. Any drops in barometric pressure, including hurricanes.
Yikes. God damn.
Oh, no. That's ass.
That's ass. That's ass.
Damn.
That's real ass.
So, we left out. Went to grab something to eat, filled the tank up, and headed to the hospital. Traffic was absolutely fucking terrible.
I can imagine.
So we didn't get there until like 3:25. We did manage to get the absolute best parking spot we possibly could. So they have like the 5 closest spots on every level of the garage, closest to the elevator, are reserved for expecting mothers. And the 4th floor of the garage has the skywalk that takes you to the hospital without having to go back outside. We got the spot that was closest to the elevator on the 4th floor. Couldn't get a better spot if we wanted, if we asked for it. Good. We get in there. Vibe is great. We got to the room quickly. Everybody was nice. Let's take a break real quick. There are 3 aspects to this experience. There's the staff, the circumstances, and the accommodations, right? The experience overall, A+. I couldn't recommend Mercy any more than I already do. That being said, let's get into it. The first issue popped up fairly quickly. Now, this one we partially expected.
It's the reason why you said aspects.
I mean, listen, we partially expected this one. If you ever stayed in the hospital, you know you had to get an IV line.
Yes.
Well, Chrissy has always had issues with her veins.
My wife too.
It took them 4 people and 7 tries to
That's
get a
ass,
line,
bro.
to get a line in.
Yikes.
Now, this was a bad circumstance, but we also got a negative in the staff category here as well. It was
Right.
the one time in this entire process. Every other staff, not every, but it was the one time in this entire process that somebody almost got cussed the fuck out. So the issue was every time they stuck one of her veins, the vein would blow. Since we already knew this was a thing,
Right.
that wasn't too crazy. Yes, it's painful for her,
Yes.
but she already knew ahead of time it was a possibility. She wasn't tripping off of that.
Yo, is her shit bruised?
Yeah. Oh, nigga.
Because my mother-in-law, this happened recently. Same shit.
Mhm.
They had her shit was all bruised up.
Mhm. And you know how light she is, it really looks bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I said, but that wasn't too crazy because you know she expected it. You know, but the tech came out of her mouth, and after the 4th or 5th try, and said, "I'm a pro at this, so it's definitely something wrong with you."
Nah, yo, I would have flipped, yo. I would have flipped.
Here's the thing.
That's the most inappropriate shit to be saying. Come on, man.
Here's the thing.
Like, nah.
We can't get put out the hospital. JJ gotta be.
No, but she can get put out.
Yep.
And like she can get
Hilarious.
put out.
Yo, I'm just glad that it was me.
Yeah.
That was there.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Because like I said,
it's a good point.
In these situations, now, if you know me in real life, or hell, if you've been around here long enough, you know I don't play about my peoples, right?
No.
You may remember a few episodes we may have done on this little company named Divine Counseling. This isn't, but like we said earlier, the situation demanded something different from me.
Yeah.
So now, if Gigi was there, if Dion was there, hell, if the doula was there, this story would have a very
it
different.
would have had a way different.
Yeah, it would have an extra chapter in here. Yeah. So.
Fuck you mean?
Yeah.
What? Oh my goodness.
Now,
yo, I didn't even tell you the whole situation that took place at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
When my wife found out about it, she's like, good thing I ain't hear about
See?
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I know it was a joke. I know she was joking.
Yeah.
But read the fucking room.
Read the room. It's a stressful time. This is painful for her.
That part.
Because they keep having to stick her. You saying shit like that is inappropriate.
Yeah. But I chill. I ain't say nothing. Eventually they got somebody who they claimed was the best. And she got that shit in one shot. It was
that's literally so they didn't have to bring the machine in, right? Because they brought the machine in. My mother-in-law.
So they were trying to get her from after the, I think, second try, but she wasn't available. So, you know, they got somebody else. They couldn't do it, and they kept trying. And by the 6th one, she came in, but the girl was already about to do it. So she was like, "No, I don't want to break your, you know, go ahead and do it." That one blew. So they got old girl. She came. She looked.
She grabbed. She had on the black cowboy hat with the long trench overcoat.
Went in.
Came in the door.
She was like,
this.
She was like, let me know if this. Let me know if this hurts. The machine was the next step. Chrissy said.
Yeah.
She said, let me know if this hurts. And Chrissy was like, let you know if what hurts. She was like, I'm done. I'm like, nigga, you should have been here from the beginning.
Right.
So what followed was a bunch of setup and waiting. Getting Chrissy's vitals, putting the baby on the monitor, waiting. Hurry up and wait. During this time, we got another negative in the staff category. When we did our hospital tour a few months back, they explicitly told us that we could have 3 visitors in the labor and delivery section and that our doula doesn't count against our number. When they said that, when they were talking about visitors, Chrissy asked again. The lady that was doing the tour said, yes, the doula is allowed and does not count against the number. All right. So when we get there, after all the shit calmed down, we asked them, just to reiterate, to make sure, because our parents were already there and the doula was on standby.
Right.
So we asked again. They said, oh, no, that's not true. The total number is 3.
What?
Yeah. So the original plan for the doula was to wait until Chrissy got to like 5 centimeters dilated, and then she was going to come because not to dismiss anything that happened or happens in early labor, but that's when the hardest parts of it start.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was going, and because she knew we had so many people. She wanted to give us our time to,
of course.
So she wasn't going to come till 5. Spoiler alert, that shit ain't happen. She definitely ended up coming before we reached that point. But, so yeah, they was like, no, the total number is 3. So that led to more anxiety.
Of course.
We already had to kind of juggle between my mom and Chrissy's parents, both. What up, GA?
What up, GA?
Yeah, we had to juggle between my mom and both of Chrissy's parents already, let alone figuring out how to schedule Dion. Because remember, she was supposed to come on Friday, but we didn't go Friday.
Yeah.
And then there was anyone else who just happened to be in the inner circle who wanted to show up for us. Chrissy got the suppository contraction medicine. What is it? Cytotec. I don't remember. I think that's what it's called. It's something like that. Right. I keep confusing it with Cryotech. So I think it is Cytotec. She got it at the first day. She had already started contracting on her own, but they were just the little Braxton Hicks joints. Basically practice contractions. So that was happening. They did the cervical check to see what the progress was. There wasn't a bunch of progress at that point. All right. When they did the second check, there had been some progress, a lot of softening, which is what we want. We're aiming for it to get as soft as possible.
Damn right.
So there was a lot of softening, and it was such a weird sensation for Chrissy that she kind of broke down a little bit.
Of course.
So that was that. Her mom got up and consoled her. And so I basically, while the parents were in the room, specifically her mother, and my mother basically did the same thing. Anything that she wanted to do, speaking of Chrissy's mother, I just let her. Like I stepped back and
let her do what she. Yep.
Yeah, barring either of the two of them doing or saying something that was just like against our plan or something, I wasn't going to bother them, and they weren't going to do too because I knew they weren't going to do too much.
Right.
I knew they weren't going to do too much. So like
sometimes you got to know when to.
Yeah. So when like I'm in there effectively managing the whole room, really.
Right.
Because this is her first grandchild.
Right.
As well. Her only daughter.
I only heard one song off of there so far.
Nah, I ain't listened to it yet. So yeah, that happened. Moving on. Shortly after that, the moms left for the night. Dion came by the next morning. By the time she came, they had given Chrissy a second dose of that one. Contractions got more intense. They were more frequent. Chrissy got up to go to the bathroom at some point, and shortly after she came back, she was sitting in the chair, and she was like, "Oh, there's a liquid."
Yeah, water broke.
Dion came over. Well, not exactly. Dion went and put on a glove, came over. Yeah, that's not pee. So we called the nurse. Nurses came in, checked her. So technically, it was her water breaking, but it wasn't fully broken. They basically called it a slow leak.
Okay.
So right. So we were at that point. At some point, we were talking about doing another round of that medicine, but the contractions weren't slow enough to get that third one in there,
right?
Or to get the next medicine, which is called Pitocin, which I will be calling Pit moving forward because of how many times I have to say it in the rest of the story.
Get the shit right.
Yeah, I have to say it so many times. I was just
keep going. I can.
So he wanted to give her the Foley balloon. What is the Foley balloon? Basically, it's a medical device they stick inside the cervix that expands it forcefully. I know that kind of sounds medieval, and I probably could have used better words. There's a specific pace and everything to it. It's not like they just try to rip you open from the inside. But force is the right word. Like, it is what it is. We didn't want to do that. We asked them if we could wait a little bit before we went that route. Because, like, I think that was number one thing that we were trying to avoid as far as interventions. Like, didn't want it at all in any way, shape, or form. Because, well, I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, we wanted to avoid that at all costs. So we asked them if we can wait before we went that route. They left and gave us some time. Quick break to say the staff was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I would probably give the staff like a 9.8, 9.7, 9.8 out of 10. There were like 3 instances where there was an issue, and I've already talked about 2 of them, and we're not at the middle of the story yet. So yeah, and that second one probably was less about the staff, the whole confusion about if the doula counts or not. That was probably less about the staff and more about policy and not being consistent with it and training potentially of how to express the policy or whatever the case may be. Spoiler alert, we run into that a couple times during this whole process. So we was like, hey, chill out. Like, let us wait before we go there. And Chrissy's asking me like, should we do this? I'm like, nah, nigga, chill out. ain't no reason to rush right now. Ask the doula. Talk to the doula. She basically was saying what we were saying. So they come back in because there was a shift change. The doctor on call, the doctor that just came in on call, came in, introduced herself, went over our choices at the time. She talked about the pros and cons and fears of everything. She didn't like the balloon. She was trying to avoid the balloon. The biggest hate that the balloon gets is that it's painful. And when I say painful, it might be the most painful thing you've ever experienced in your life.
Yeah, saying it's painful is an understatement.
Yeah, like one of the most painful things. This is the stories that we get and we've seen. One of the most painful things you might ever experience in your life. So, yeah, she was, again, the entire time that they were dealing with us, they were patient. They were not rushing us. They were not trying to lead us one direction or another.
Right.
The whole time.
This is also like I say to people all the time. We truthfully we underestimate and undersell the dangers of childbirth.
Yes.
And the discomfort. We undersell the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
G says, what makes it so painful?
So, imagine somebody sticking a hard rubber contraption into one of your sphincters that is not supposed to naturally just open as wide as that balloon opens. Now it can get that wide, but it's not ready for itself to be that wide.
Yo,
and then they go in and then just ever so slowly, ever so gently go ahead and do that work for you. That's what, yeah. She said, I don't want to stop. So yeah.
Oh my.
Yes, extremely painful. So the doctor was like, yeah, no, I get it. Listen, we want to avoid that if we can. One of the reasons that they were doing it is because they did another cervical check and Chrissy was only at 2 centimeters, and the last check they did before that, she was at 2. So they were like, all right, we're not progressing. We can't give her another dose of the medicine right now because the contractions haven't slowed up. The balloon will help with that process. The doctor was like, "No, hold on. Let me check. Let me give her a check." She did the check.
They don't ask the question if you ain't ready for the
interview. So the doctor was like, "All right, calm down. Let me do a check." She did a check. She was like, "I would call that 3. I wouldn't call that 2." All right, cool. She was like, "All right, since I would call that 3, we're gonna wait a little bit longer. See, let the medicine do what it's supposed to do. Let your body do what it's supposed to do. Blah 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 blah." While she's having this conversation, she then starts talking and explaining the other interventions and all that type of stuff. While we're having this conversation, Chrissy's water breaks.
She's like, by the way.
So
I don't want to disturb y'all little conversation you're having over there, but
yo, GA said I didn't know. I miss who I used to be before I asked.
Yo, that shit changed him.
So Chrissy's waterproof.
Hilarious.
And the doctor was like, "Oh, all right, yeah, we don't need the balloon." That completely took the balloon off the table.
Right.
Good shit. The issue, though, is now the clock has started because you cannot have that baby inside of you for but so long after your water breaks. Right. They said they wanted to make sure that the baby was out within the next 24 hours, which might seem like a long time.
Yeah.
It is not.
It's really not.
It is not. The doula arrived shortly after this, and when she was on her way, we had also told our mothers to come back.
Right.
So now we got to worry about this goddamn policy again. So, like I said, there had been a shift change. So we asked the current nurse that we had, and she was like, we told her that they told us this at the tour, and then when we got here, they told us something different. She was like, "Hey, actually, I keep hearing different things, so I'm not exactly sure. Let me go talk to my supervisor and see what it is." She comes back. She's like, "Okay, the doula is fine as long as the doula is licensed." What the issue ends up being is somebody will come in and then they will just say that their homegirl is their doula. Yeah. So she was like, "No, as long as the doula is actually licensed, then they do not count against your visitor count." Like, all right, bet. Perfect. So doula came. Funny enough, while we were waiting for the answer, the doula actually came. Chrissy was texting her like, "Hey," when we got the answer, she's like, "As long as you have your credentials, you should be fine. It shouldn't be an issue." Doula comes upstairs. She has a pass.
Right.
Why do you have a pass? I don't know, because I've been here specifically this at this exact hospital and
Did
not
that?
had to get a pass. So I don't know why they made me get a pass this time.
Yeah.
So we was like, yeah, we had somebody trying to figure it out. She said, oh, don't worry about it. She left. When she came back, she ain't had no pass. I don't know what she said to the people.
Damn.
I don't know
Damn.
what. Hey, she left.
That's
She had a pass. She came back. Wasn't no pass there. That's all I know. So we in there dealing with contractions, all that other good stuff. Waiting to see what's going on. The next intervention to go to was the Pitocin. So this one has two big things it gets hate for. There's the pain, which is again completely justified and didn't get any pushback when we mentioned that to the doctor. Absolutely, it's a part of it.
Right.
But the other thing is that it messes with the baby's heart rate. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. So the doctor relayed a very matter-of-fact and scientific rebuttal for this one that made logical sense to me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was prone to agree because it was beneficial to me in the moment.
Yes.
I now have a little pushback. I don't know if McKenna could provide some information on this as I say this, because I could be wrong with what I found. But now I have a little bit of pushback. So her argument was that she doesn't think Pitocin causes heart rate issues. Pitocin is the chemically reproduced version of the naturally occurring oxytocin. She feels that since it's chemically the same thing, then there's no way the medicine itself causes the drop in heart rate, since every labor includes either the chemically recreated or the naturally reoccurring version of this hormone.
Okay.
Now, that simple explanation calmed me down in the moment and allowed me to then calm Chrissy down.
Right.
The logic tracks in a vacuum.
Right.
Now, allow me to still man her argument before I add my doubts. One of the reasons that they even made Pitocin is that it tends to have a lower chance of, tachysystole, which is basically when contractions happen too frequently or too intensively. It has a lower chance of doing that to the mother than other labor intervention methods that existed. That is one of the reasons that they made Pitocin.
Right.
You know what that side effect of that word that I'm not going to pronounce again is? The number one side effect of that?
What's that?
The baby's heart rate dropping. So, since it was made because other interventions do that more, I'm leaning towards, here's what would have come to mind, though, if we were having that conversation in any other scenario.
Right.
What if it's not the Pitocin itself, but the administration of it when the body isn't ready? I can buy that in a labor that is already progressing naturally, where the mom has reached her due date, that adding a low dose of Pitocin to help the labor along after the natural oxytocin is already doing its thing.
Right.
I could buy that wouldn't have much of a negative effect. But if the baby in the mom's body isn't ready, I feel that could potentially cause this type of distress, which technically means that it wasn't the Pitocin for someone who wants to split hairs, but to the average person, it was effectively the Pitocin.
Yeah. Cindy says there's a difference. Pitocin caused Jordan's heart rate to drop and his respiration rate.
Yep.
Which is why my labor with him sucked.
And this is the, most people will understand the pain is going to happen. This is the biggest issue that people have with the Pitocin.
Right.
So anyway, Chrissy gets on the Pitocin. They administer it. Well, one thing about it is that the use of it, especially in inductions, increases the rate of epidural use. Now we already knew she was getting epidural. That was always in the plan.
Yeah.
but we wanted to hold off as long as possible. So they administer the Pitocin in doses of 2 incrementally, levels of 2 incrementally. We started at 2. Chrissy was taking those contractions to the chin, just
Right.
eating them.
Right.
Slowly but surely, they would get a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
They would get a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
We decided to get the epidural before they moved her up to level 4. The epidural is a sterile procedure, so only one person could be in the room, and of course that was me. Everybody else got out. Process was relatively quick. She had the biggest issue. She said that the biggest issue that she was having was trying to stay still during the contractions, and 100%. Yeah, that's. I get it. For those who may not know, getting the epidural is basically a spinal tap.
Yeah.
And we all know how important the spine is. So, of course, you want to be as still as possible. Knock that out. They finished with that. Again, shout out to the staff, the nurse that was on our case at the time, standing in front of Cressy, holding her, making sure she stays in the right position, talking her through it.
Right.
Perfect. Great. No notes. 5 stars. So got that. They finished with that. They let everything take effect before moving the Pitocin up to level 4. This is where things changed.
Of course.
After being there for a little while, the baby's heart rate started to dip. Nothing too crazy and not at any consistent interval, but it was noticeable.
Right.
McKenna says there's also some thought that part of the reason more people that have Pitocin have epidurals is because of how often it's used to induce people who are past due. If your baby's much bigger, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so they raised it to level 4. We was there for a little while. Baby heart rate dip. Again, wasn't nothing too crazy or consistent, but it was noticeable. They came in, they explained that to us, and then they lowered the pit level back to 2. Stayed there for a little bit, had Chrissy move to different positions to see how the baby would respond.
Right.
Eventually, they turned the pit off. They came back in the room. They told us that the baby wasn't tolerating the Pitocin, and that if we couldn't get the heart rate stable while on the Pitocin, we had no other options, and a C-section was going to happen. Going to have to happen. And of course, breakdown again. Because nigga, what do you need? So they were like, we're going to we got you off right now. We're going to chill for a little bit, let his heart rate recover, and then we're going to go back up to level 2. So they leave. Breakdown. Doula steps in. Hey, listen, we're not there yet. We are not there yet.
Right.
Chrissy looks at me. I'm like, hey, we stick to the plan. The plan hasn't changed. There's nothing. We still right there. We let him rest. We get back on, and we see what happens. When we get to another point, is when we'll get to another point.
Right.
We'll worry about that then. Right now, we stick to the plan. So by this time, I knew, even when I said that to her, at this time I knew we were likely going to be having a C-section, right? But again, at this point, it was more about managing her emotional state,
absolutely,
than anything else. Like I said, I told her we weren't at that point yet. We stick to the plan. The plan is the plan. All right, so they come back in. They come back in. They put her back on level 2. Try the different positions. Nothing. Not working. And basically, you don't want to go backwards in labor.
Facts.
And that's what we did, effectively. So they came back in. It was all three of them this time. They're like, listen, it's not emergent, but the baby is still not tolerating the Pitocin.
Right.
We could wait. And we just decided, nah. Yeah, we just gonna go ahead and do that. Nigga. The switch over to a well-oiled machine that occurred in front of my eyes.
Once the stated goal was what it was,
nigga, I was switch. Like, yo, all right, yo, like they came in. It's like she said yes. They looked at her to confirm that she meant yes. They looked at me, and then like two other people just appeared.
They just
like just two people unsnapped.
Right.
And they just materialized.
You saw all these ashes and shit. They almost came together in their doctor's outfits and shit.
So, and like I said, well-oiled machine. They were like, yeah, all right, this. They all asking questions, but they're not asking them at the same time. They're asking them, you're asking a question, getting an answer, as the next person is asking the next question. Like, as soon as it happens.
It's looking like a scripted procedural ER episode.
Right. It's like, hey, did you sign this paper? Yes. Okay, next person. Hey, okay, this paper, such and such, blah, 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 sign here. Boom, next person. Hey, did you sign this already? Blah, blah, yes. Okay, boom, next person. I'm like, dang. While this is happening, yet another person comes in the room with the little over joints for me. Hey, Dad, this is for you.
Put this on.
Go ahead, put this on. Don't take your clothes off. Put this on over your clothes. All right. So it was such a stark difference from how they had been before. Because, like I said, there was no rushing. None of that was happening. Everything was cool, calm, collected, go with the flow.
That's training.
Yes.
So that's training.
I basically explained it to somebody as when this occurred, they stopped thinking.
Yes. This was all muscle memory.
Yeah.
All
they
muscle
stopped
memory.
Thinking and they just executed. So they got her bed ready. They're starting to move her. She says to me, babe. Oh, before that, the plan was we go in there, get her set up. I come in. They start, get the baby out, give me the baby. I'm sitting next to her. I help her and the baby do skin to skin.
Right.
That was the plan. So when they are getting ready to roll the bed out, she says to me, hey, I had started writing a message to the Facebook group. God damn.
That's the wind?
Yes.
Nigga, listen, it's not, bruh, it's not playing out there.
At all. So yeah, I started, she was like, I started writing a message to the group chat and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, oh, and she was like, go ahead and tell this person, and how. I said, no.
Right. It's not about that now.
No, we're not doing that. We can update them when we get through this part.
That's right.
There's no reason no, we're not doing that. So, funny enough, between that time and the time I got out of the door of that room, Gigi, Danny, and Dion had all separately messaged me.
Yeah, of course.
Asking for updates. Turn the phone off, put it in my pocket. We get over to the operating room. Anesthesiologist says, hey, you sit in this chair. I will come back and get you when it's time for you to come in. All right, cool. they're in there doing their thing. Doctor comes around. Doctor has somebody with her. They go in, comes back out, walks right over to the station, starts doing the elbow deep with a slight sense of urgency, not. But because of the drastic change from what happened before to when we decided, I didn't think anything extra of it.
Of course, right.
Anesthesiologist comes out, says, "Okay, we're ready for you. Come follow me. Do not divert from my path. Follow me exactly." So, okay, those instructions sound slightly different from how they expressed it earlier, but
yeah,
I'm going to defer to the experts. So I go in. What I had missed is that when they take you in there and they start getting you ready, they have to put the baby on the monitor. When the baby was on the monitor, apparently his heart rate dropped down to like 60, 40.
No, yo.
Chrissy could hear the monitor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, this is now a stat situation. Gotta get this baby out now. So they had started before I came in. That's why the anesthesiologist was like, follow me exactly, because they didn't want me, she didn't want me seeing anything that was going on.
Yeah.
So I get back there. It's just a lot of consoling Chrissy. So I'm okay, blah, 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 boom, 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 all that good stuff. So shortly after, I hear, baby out. Okay. But in these moments, time seems to go on forever.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing a cry. So I'm like,
what the fuck?
Yeah. And she's like,
right.
Chrissy's like, baby out, but I don't hear him. Is he okay? Is he okay? And then you hear this little faintest cry. I'm like, all right, cool. But they walked past me with the baby. They took him to another station. So now she's out of it. She's in between passing out. Now she's not asleep because they don't put you to sleep. It's a local anesthetic. Right. Good thing is she had already done epidural, so they used that same port to take care of this. So I'm in between, sitting next to her head. Baby's over here.
And
so
you're like, right.
All right. And she's like, is the baby okay? I'm like, they over there working. They don't seem to be rushed or anything. I said, I see green. In my head, right?
You thinking
that made sense. Green is good. Right. She's not in her right mind.
Yeah.
So when I say I see green, she's like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? I say, no, on the screen, there are numbers. I did this thing that she does to me a lot. Is she had what happened to Tim? I think his internet might have went out. Yeah, I think his internet might have went out. I did this thing that she does to me quite often. Is oh shit, electricity knocked out. Yeah, I did this thing that she does to me quite often, where she'll be having a conversation in her head, and after some of the conversation has already happened, she'll say something to me as if I was there the whole time. But I just did that to her, basically. So I explained it to her. Oh, yeah, no, there's a screen over there. It has some numbers on it. It's gray, and then it'll go up. And then when it goes up, it'll be green. And it'll be green for a little bit. I imagine there's a red. It never went red. So it's looking good. Shortly after that, we hear him cry. All right, cool. Like the actual cry. Cool. We in there. So they're getting his vitals and measurements and all that other good stuff. Now it's back to, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I okay? Yes, you're okay. You're doing fine. So my blood pressure. Now she kept saying this whole time. She kept saying my blood pressure is low. My blood pressure. And I'm like, what? is happening? Why do you finally I just say to her, why do you keep saying your blood pressure is low? Like, what is happening? I was sitting in front of a monitor. On that monitor, the team says power's back, gotta turn stuff back on. All right, cool. I was sitting in front of a monitor. On that monitor had her vitals. She could see what her blood pressure was. Why are you looking at your blood pressure? You're not supposed to be doing that at this time. Anesthesiologist hears me, turns the screen. She can now no longer see the blood pressure. All right, cool. We need you to calm down. We need you to calm down. Shortly after that, they bring the baby over. I'm holding the baby. Got the baby. It's so funny now after the fact. She looks over, she sees the baby, my baby, and then she passes out. So, you know, in the movies and stuff, when like somebody passes out and the person like smacks them on their cheek to try to wake them up, I'm not about to be smacking my wife in the operating room while she's being operated on. It seems weird. So what I actually did, and it worked. I don't know what the science behind it is or whatever the case would be. What I did is I would rub her eyelid, and that would get her to open them back up. So first time she sees him, oh, my baby, pass out. Rubbing the eyelid, she wakes up. She sees him again. Oh, my baby, passes out again. Rubbing the eyelids, she wakes up again. This time I put her I put him near her hand because she's completely strapped down. I put him near her hand so she can touch him and all that good stuff. She stays with me a little bit more. She doesn't pass out this time. Doctors came back, took the baby. Hey, we gotta get his measurements again and his vitals again. Cool. Take the baby. She didn't hear. Oh, hey, where's the baby? Is everything okay? Like, everything's okay, just getting vitals again. McKenna said, yeah, it can drop immediately after giving birth. If the anesthesiologist thought it was dangerously low when turning the monitor, that they would be doing something. Yes, absolutely. I wasn't worried. And in her mind, in her right mind, she wouldn't have been worried either. But she suffers from anxiety. And on top of that, she was drugged up. So she was not in her right mind. So it was having the opposite effect that she intended it to have. And yes, the anesthesiologist was doing her motherfucking thing. Like I said, the vast majority, 97, 98%, the staff gets. They were on their shit the whole time. So that was a thing. Took the baby. I'm talking to her, keeping her, trying to calm her down. Then they came back, brought me the baby. Not to give to me, but they were like, all right, it's time for us to go. Come outside. Now, after they had taken him from me, I had taken pictures of him. Cindy said there's a reason anesthesiologist bills are usually higher than the surgeons. Yeah. They was putting their work in. They were getting their money's worth out of her that day. So I took pictures of him laying down in the little bed thing, and I remember our parents are downstairs, so I sent them the pictures to give them some relief in the anxiety. And then I started to send the picture to the other people, and I was like, no. And this is the most crazy. First of all, this is the most traumatic thing I've ever been through. And then it was the most sobering thought I've ever had. And what's the word? Intrusive thoughts and all that other good stuff. I'm generally good with those. Like, it's not that I don't have them, but I don't really let them get to me ever. And mine usually be super wild shit that don't make no sense anyway. Like, I could be like, prime example, I was at, where were we? I think we were in Jamaica. I don't know, some trip. with Marcus, and we were high in one of the buildings, and there was a window open. I was like, what would you do if I just jumped out that window right now? My intrusive thoughts usually be shit like that. So it ain't nothing that's ever going to happen because it's so fucking crazy. But when I was about to send this picture to the rest of the people that weren't there, I thought, like, let me take a break. Let me take a step back and not do this because I still don't know what's about to happen. Chrissy's not out of here yet. The last thing I want to do is create a potential for some type of emotional roller coaster for the rest of these people that are in our circle. Well, all right, so I'm gonna wait. They'll be fine. She'll be fine. But until I know for sure, I'm gonna wait. I meant to say two things I forgot. Not forgot. I'm doing this in bullet form, rather than having whole complete notes. So what happened is the umbilical cord had got wrapped around his neck. As far as I understand, there's no way of telling when this happened. So when they got him out, they had to put him on a CPAP machine so they could fully inflate his lungs. So yeah, that's what happened. So anyway, doctor comes get me. Hey, we gotta go out with the baby. All right, we come out. We're waiting in the recovery area. Another doctor comes. Hey, I didn't talk to you guys' parents. They're waiting for you. They have the updates. They'll be able to come see the baby. Dang, half of your power is off, half of your power is... That's weird. Yeah, she was like, they can come see the baby soon after the mom comes out, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. She comes out. Now, baby's out. Baby's out there with me. So I get to see his eyes open because, as everybody knows, operating rooms are bright as fuck. Nothing but white light, and it's super bright because obviously everything needs to be able to be seen. So when he came out of the operating room and it's much dimmer, his eyes just popped right open. It was the craziest thing. Excuse me. So I got to see his eyes. And we was just there chilling. Like 5 minutes later, they brought her out. And she was like, she looked at me, she smiled, she looked at JJ, she smiled, and then she's like, where's my mommy? I said, oh, all right. So I went I went back to the room, grabbed her mother, showed her where she can go. Stupid thing about the hospital policy. You can only have one person back there at a time. And I say stupid selfishly. There's probably a good reason. Actually, there's another policy that's stupid that there is no good reason for, as far as I'm concerned. This one may or may not be a good reason. I don't know. But that made things last so much longer than they should have. JJ was born at 12:22. We didn't go upstairs. Not even going upstairs, because I think there was a 2-hour wait for that anyway. But we didn't get through the visits of just the people that were there until like 1:50, maybe 2 o'clock. Because they had to be done one at a time. So I would much have rather it been 2 at a time, because then I could have went and got Chrissy's parents. They could have came and saw her, put eyes on her, put eyes on the baby, say whatever they got to say, be assured that everything was fine, and then they could have got home, and then I could have got my parents, and they could have done the same thing, and they could have got home. But no, this long, drawn-out process. But anyway, everything was fine. Everything's good. That's when I went ahead and updated everybody. I started by sending the picture. And of course, I was validated because after I sent the picture, they commented on the picture. And then, how's Chrissy? Obviously, now I had an answer. So, talking about that, how's Chrissy? Oh, she's good, blah, 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 blah. Didn't go into any real details yet. But mentioned that it was a C-section. She's in recovery now. Everything's fine. And then, of course, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm good. I'm great. Chrissy's good. JJ's good. I'm perfect. Can I say I bet it's for a combo of not overwhelming mother too much so her vitals are easier to monitor, and in case of emergency, having less people to get away to make room, things like that. Yeah, makes sense. And that's why I said selfishly. Selfishly, it was stupid. But yeah, that makes sense. So parents left. We in there with JJ. Before the parents left, they came to the room. They're like, hey, we need this room in 15 minutes. Pack all y'all shit up. Y'all need a cart. So they gave us a cart. I packed all our shit up, put it on the cart, took the cart down to where Chrissy was. After a few minutes, they did all the checks and everything they needed to do for Chrissy and JJ. They took us over to the mother-baby unit. Things changed a little bit. Labor and delivery on its own, I would give them 9.9 stars. Because that one woman that made that dumbass joke at that very inappropriate time. But outside of that, everything was perfect. Even the mix up with the policy didn't end up being a big deal. It didn't end up actually affecting anything. So I would give labor and delivery unit 9.9 out of 10. This next section, it was a lot less perfect. It wasn't bad. It was not bad. It was not bad at all. But like one or two of the nurses that we had to deal with, that we had during our time there, were a lot less personable, not great bedside manner. Not bad, just there. So that was the thing. It's dumb rule. So they explained to us in the tour that there will be a band on the baby, there will be a band on the mother, and the father will get a band. All right, cool. Well, and they explained the origin of it, the whole thing. People was taking babies, so they don't let the baby leave unless there is a parent with them that has the matching band. Perfect. Makes sense. No problem with that at all. The issue that I had is these rooms are large. I prefer the bathroom in the first room better, but whatever. The issue I ended up having was visitation. So in labor and delivery, visitation is 24 hours. It's the 3 people, medical, any type of staff or whatever. I'm pretty sure also members of clergy, they don't count. They don't count to the count. Now, I don't know about the doula for mother-baby unit, but clergy still doesn't count. But I count in the count after the baby's born. I'm not visiting. I was here the entire time. I went through, not to the same degree as my wife, of course, but I went through this labor too. I was there. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. My band, in addition to being a security feature, should also allow me to come up to the fucking room to see my child. But it does not. And they have different color badges for different sections of the hospital. So I still had my labor and delivery badge because I didn't go downstairs. I wasn't leaving Chrissy and the baby's side at that point in time. Um, I mean, there's not a whole bunch to the rest of this. Um, it's really just that, and how that ended up being an issue was, like I said, I still had the L&D tag, so there were 3 available badges for our new room. So for the most part, we never had more than 3 additional people visiting. But there was one point in time where the twins were there, my mother was there, and Marcus was coming. So with the twins being there and my mother being there, I stopped and I realized, oh shoot, I still have this old badge. I gotta turn it in. But when I turn it in, they're going to realize that there are 4 people up here. Again, even though I shouldn't count, but whatever. They're going to realize that there are 4 people up here. That's going to be a problem. Now, I say this to my mother. So she says, okay, because my mother was there for the majority of the time. So when an extra person came, she would go chill in the lobby or whatever the case may be. So I said that to my mother. Hey, this is probably going to be an issue. We're already over capacity and Marcus is on his way. She's like, all right, I'll go down. I said, okay. I still don't think that quite fixes the issue. She was like, don't worry about it. So we start walking. I was like, I'm going to go down too. We start walking. We see Marcus in the hallway. Like, we open the door, step in the hallway, take a couple steps, and see Marcus turn the corner. How the fuck are you up here? What did you do to get up here? And he shows me a wristband. And I'm like, what? Why do you... Whatever. There's the room. Go ahead. So we get down, me and mother get downstairs. Now, I'm sorry, I skipped a part. So when we see him, and I'm like, all right, now there's 5 people. There's no way this is going to go well. Go back in the room. She's like, I was going to get something, a snack or something from the cafeteria. I said, there's a vending machine right there. I got cash. Get something from the vending machine. Go back in the room. No, I want to go to... All right. We go downstairs. I go to get my tag switched out. She's like, oh, hey, there's somebody that's up there that doesn't belong. Not doesn't belong, but shouldn't be up there because we didn't give them the badge, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, that's fine. Here's the badge from the other section. My mother then gives her badge that she had. So now we have the problem where neither of us can go back upstairs. And there's one badge. So anybody that came downstairs that didn't have, the only person that was upstairs without a badge was Marcus. I just went ahead and got the badge back and went upstairs. When I went upstairs, I told him, like, yeah, she can't come back upstairs because now she doesn't have a badge. All the badges are up here. So I don't know what's about to happen. But one of the twins was about to leave. So she leaves. And the thought was, when she gives her badge, my mother can get that badge. Nope. She gave the badge. And the lady behind the desk was like, there's still somebody up there. So my mother calls me. She's like, hey, the lady's on her way upstairs because she said there's too many people in the room. I'm like, what the hell? She comes upstairs. She talks to security. Security comes. Security's like, hey, there's somebody apparently in here that doesn't have a badge. we gotta go ahead and make sure that they go downstairs and give them their ID so they can get a badge. It was Marcus. I think he just left at that point. So yeah, he came downstairs. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. No, that is right because one of the twins had already left, so that's where the extra badge came from that my mother ended up getting. Yeah, it was Marcus. He just ended up leaving, basically. But yeah, it was a whole mess. All right, now I just got to get this last part out. I was really annoyed. So I'm good with advice. No, apparently not, Ryan. Apparently not. Oh, perfect timing. Timmy's back. I gotta do this last section, and I need somebody to bounce off of for this. That's insane. So I'm good with advice. I'm Mr. Defer to the people with experience. Yeah, you don't even gotta be an expert. I just gotta know you have more experience with this than I do. So, that being said, don't try to throw some blanket bullshit at me, especially from the perspective of someone who knows nothing about me, my relationship, or my wife. Quick aside. When we were in Atlantic City last year for the twins' birthday, Mo and I were walking back from parking the car in the garage. He decided that it was time for him to have a little heart-to-heart with me about Chrissy. Oh, hold on. They can't see or hear you yet. I gotta put you back in. I gotta. Yeah, I forgot your link. Your link changed when you came back in. All right, cool. You're in there. Thank you, McKenna and Ryan. They both said it. All right, so where was I? All right, so we were in Atlantic City last year for the twins' birthday. Mo and I were walking back from the parking the car in the garage. He decided it was time for him to have a little heart-to-heart with me about Chrissy, right? Now, we didn't know each other as well as we do now, obviously.
Right.
So he was just doing a check on my intentions and all that other good stuff. That's one of his best friends.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it. I do got to say, though, depending on what my frame of mind was.
Oh, I mean, we was on vacation. I was good.
Yeah.
No, we was on vacation.
Okay.
Right. So that's one of his best friends. I'm sure he's heard some stuff over the years that he isn't fond of.
Of you?
Any arguments that we might have had, yeah, shit like that. You know how that go. As annoying as that was in the moment, I completely understood.
I respect it.
I respect it.
I respect
it.
Can't
Can't get mad at it. He knows her. He knows her relationship history. He knows how niggas have behaved or misbehaved with her.
That's right.
Couldn't be mad at him. That's not what fucking happened here. So I made my post announcing that JJ was here and that we were home in my own way. I always make, I don't like just saying a thing. Like, there's always something behind it.
Yeah.
I typed "Daddy's home," which alone is self-explanatory to those the message is intended for. Mm-hmm. It's also a reference to How I Met Your Mother, where the character Barney finally finds purpose in his life when he becomes a father. I also attached it to a custom life event saying JJ home from hospital or something like that. I also changed my Facebook name to add senior to it. Now, I'm not implying with all of this context that somebody...
I laughed.
Well, that was a whole conversation. But anyway, I'm not implying with all that context that somebody missed the point of the post. Mm-hmm. That would have made this a dumbass of the week versus what Scott Sims. Right. I'm just setting the stage. Now, it was all good vibes and positivity. People start commenting, mostly just congrats, because, of course, that's kind of how that goes. Some of the stuff was a bit more personalized. Palm made an Uatu joke that almost made me spit my water out. Everything was great.
Because Palm is ass.
Everything was great. Then comes this comment. All right, before I actually, I'll do it after. Then comes this comment. Congrats. How's mom? Please insist she take me time, even if that means just taking a shower and eating without the baby. Please ask her how she would like you to hold and interact with the baby and do it exactly as directed. This is not because you need direction from her, but this is so her nervous system can relax while the baby is in your care. I pray y'all all the success in life. Now, before I go any further,
hold up. Let me push that down a little bit. I had to push that down because I know me. I went through something similar when my daughter was first born, and somebody tried to.
Yeah.
Yo, don't play with. Do not play with me.
Before I go any further, yes, I genuinely believe that a part of the intent was mostly coming from a good place. But y'all know.
Do they know you?
Wait. But y'all know it's impact over intent over here. Also, I showed my wife after I showed her the comment, and she feels similar to the way I feel about it. Okay. There may be a person out here that hears what I'm about to say and thinks me ungrateful and undeserving of well wishes. To those people, I say, I don't know what you want me to do. This is completely unsolicited advice from a person I haven't spoken to in probably a decade, who never comments on or likes any of my posts, who doesn't know my wife, who has no clue of what goes on in my relationship, who doesn't even know anything about me as a man.
Yo, I am telling you, and with that added context there, your restraint is monumental, because I probably would have blew the fuck up.
Because what the fuck do you mean?
Who the fuck are you? What?
The sheer cheek.
Oh my! Yo.
I just now for clarity's sake, because there still might be a person that hears this and doesn't quite understand what's going on, right? So for clarity's sake, I'm team fuck niggas all day.
All day, every day.
All day.
All day.
My friends make jokes about it. That's how bad it is. I'm team fuck niggas all day.
All day.
But that is not about every single man who exists.
Exactly.
And I don't ever mention exceptions.
Exactly.
Because the good ones don't need to be mentioned.
They don't need to be mentioned. They know who you talking about.
They know exactly who the fuck you talking about when you say this thing. But the idea of talking to a single person and applying the niggas ain't shit thing blindly is annoying.
Yes.
And I won't stand for that shit when I see it.
No.
What the fuck do you mean?
No.
Do you know what I just went through?
Do you first of all, again, that's why I asked, do they know you? Because if they know you, they know none of that shit needed to be said.
Right. Like none of that. What are we talking about? First of all, I have a wife who also ascribes to the idea of deferment.
Yes.
Deferment. Like I don't remember if we had this conversation on the show. But I've talked about the whole what they say, submissive thing. And no, that's not my I prefer the deferment.
Yes.
Whichever one of us is the best to handle the situation is who's going to handle the situation.
That's literally how my household is.
Because what the fuck do you mean? No, I'm not always right. No,
right.
I'm not always right. I know I'm not. I'm often wrong. Like we not. And I know. I tend to know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at.
Right.
Like I tend to have that level of self-awareness about me.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's a deferment thing with us. And we are also best friends. Our relationship is such that if either of us has an issue with how the other one is doing something,
that wind is disrespectful.
Absolutely insane. We talk about it.
Yes. Hold up. You mean you guys actually converse?
We talk about it. We talk about when we were in that hospital for days on end, and a thing would happen that my wife has anxiety, clinically diagnosed.
Right.
This isn't, oh, I'm just nervous about this particular. No, she
Right.
is diagnosed with anxiety.
Right.
You know how
even the wind trying to say that's insane.
You know how difficult of a task it is for her that when she has a plan, something derails it, and then her having to depend on somebody else.
Right.
For that.
Right.
You know how hard, and it's not hard. I'm only saying that in the context of what we're talking about. It's not hard at all. We've had this conversation several times. She's like, oh my God, I don't understand how people do this on their own. So happy I have you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't like, I appreciate your gratefulness, of course.
And your acknowledgement.
Yeah. But this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is what we in this. We are here now.
Yeah.
You understand how hard it is for someone to earn that from somebody with anxiety?
That's a fact. That is 100% a fact.
Do you understand the level of on my game I have to be to have her be able to, when we're in that room and shit hits the fan, her to look at me
and be able to actually defer with some trust that, all right, he got it. He got it.
But you would know that if you knew either of us. Who the fuck do you think you are? What is happening? I'm glad
I didn't see that shit.
Like, why is
I didn't see that shit.
What?
Who the fuck? Because the first thing I would have did was message you, who's this?
Right. Because here's the thing. Yes, mom. Absolutely. Because it's similar to the whole niggas ain't shit thing. It is not that dad isn't important.
Right.
That is not the point. However, the most important person in the process is mom.
That's right.
100%.
That's right.
Now, I happen to have again, I'm very good at aggregating a circle, and I don't have any people that did this, but if they did, I would understand.
Right.
All right, there's baby. Okay, how's mom? Okay. Well, I'm glad everything turned out. No. It's how's baby, how's mom, how are you?
Yep.
But if that third one didn't come, I understand, because again, the situation is getting a baby here. The most important person in that situation is mom.
You know what they didn't do? They didn't give you a bullet point presentation. Yo, that is crazy, bro. That is crazy. Like, yo, it's especially egregious because, again, like I said, anybody that knows you, that's not even, you don't even have to say that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's like I don't. Comments real quick. Cindy said communication and relationship, crazy concept. McKenna said, also, we all know Chrissy. If she didn't feel she could talk to you about stuff like this, she wouldn't have married you. Boom. Definitely wouldn't have had a kid with you. Exactly. So like I just that shit rubbed me so the wrong way.
I know it did, bro.
But what I did was I was just like, all right, this is one comment.
Yeah. And there's a whole
bunch of other comments that are spot on.
So make sure when you tie your shoe, you grab the one string hair and you put it around.
Like,
and look, if it's a knot, unknot it, because what the fuck?
I just
bro.
Let me read this shit again. Please ask her how she would like you to hold and interact with the baby and do it exactly as directed.
Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're talking to?
You couldn't possibly. All right. Let's say you're an expert. You couldn't possibly do this for a living because you'd be fired by now.
Yeah.
What the fuck who you think you're talking to? Like,
and
no, not even in the way that people mean it when they say that. Literally.
Yes.
Who is it that you think you're speaking to?
You think that I'm somebody else that you knew back in the day? Like, who the fuck?
Our last interaction in person, I might have still been I was probably like 22.
Mm-hmm.
If that old. Honestly.
Yo, I find it hard to believe that even you at 22 wasn't you.
That part. That part as well. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? Why?
I don't, bro. I had a similar situation. It was with an aunt. Yo, don't play with me.
Right.
I wasn't so much like you. I was younger than you when you had yours, but I was 28.
Right.
Stop playing with me. You talking to?
We grown men out here.
Yeah. Who you talking to?
McKenna said also, does she think a new mother wants to micromanage every interaction with the person they trust the most? That they knows how to be around babies like that? Like, I just don't.
Right.
None of it, like, and it's a long comment. Like, it's not like it was like 2 words or something and that shit was weird. No, it's a long, you had time to think about what you.
Right.
Anyway, that's it.
My God. That's a lot. We want to thank all of you once again for joining us for another rousing edition of the Black Culture Geeks podcast.
Yeah.
Make sure, if you have not, go over to majesticcomics.com Patreon. Join up. Make sure if you have joined, because we're in a new month, so sometimes it gets a little weird with people's payment thing. Make sure you check on that.
Yeah.
There is a new post up there as well, and there'll be more.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more.
We about to work on that right now.
About to open that on up. I'm really excited about the Majesty Reader. There's a lot of work, a shit ton of work going into the infrastructure of the entire business. Like, there's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we about to unleash shit on the world that we feel like is going to change the industry. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, we want to, of course, officially on the show, give a special shout out to Chrissy and JJ and SBJ, of course. You two are very patient people. that last comment right there. That shit is crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, for my man SBJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater multi-world entertainment father and family, we are out.
Peace.